Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. I'm your host, Barbara, and I'm excited to share today's top stories with you. We're starting off with a significant development in the Korean Peninsula. According to reports from NPR World and other sources, a North Korean man has crossed the heavily fortified land border, separating North and South Korea. The individual, whose identity has not been disclosed, was taken into custody by South Korean authorities on Thursday night. The South's Joint Chiefs of Staff stated that the military identified and tracked the person near the central west section of the military demarcation line and conducted a guiding operation before taking them into custody. It's unclear at this time whether this incident is being viewed as a defection attempt or what motivated the individual to cross the border. Tensions have been running high between North and South Korea in recent months, with both sides engaging in psychological warfare tactics, such as sending balloons filled with trash and propaganda across the border. However, since taking office last month, South Korea's new Liberal President Lee Jae-myung has made efforts to rebuild trust with North Korea, including halting frontline loudspeaker broadcasts and moving to ban activists from flying balloons carrying propaganda leaflets across the border. It's worth noting that this is not an isolated incident. There have been several instances of North Korean soldiers crossing the border in recent years, some of which may have been accidental. Nevertheless, the situation remains volatile, and diplomacy between the two Koreas has stalled since the collapse of denuclearization talks between Washington and Pyongyang in 2019. We'll continue to monitor this situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, we want to hear from you. What do you think about the current state of relations between North and South Korea? Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag #Barbara'sBulletin. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into the complex world of geopolitics in our middle segment today. As we explore the shifting dynamics between global powers, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and analyze the implications of these changes. Our focus is on the evolving relationship between the United States and China, with some experts suggesting that we're entering a bipolar power structure. This means that these two nations are emerging as the dominant states in the global arena, with significant influence over international relations, economies, and security. Now, let's examine the factors contributing to this shift. The United States, under the current administration, has been withdrawing from various international institutions and agreements, creating a power vacuum that China is eager to fill. Beijing has been actively promoting its Belt and Road Initiative, increasing its presence in global governance, and fostering relationships with nations in the global south. However, it's crucial to note that China's rise to global leadership is not without its challenges. The country faces significant domestic issues, including a slowing economy, a real estate crisis, and concerns about political stability. Moreover, China's currency internationalization efforts are hindered by strict capital controls and lack of trust in the Chinese system. On the other hand, the United States, despite its withdrawal from international institutions, still maintains a strong network of alliances and overseas military bases, enabling it to project power globally. Nevertheless, the current administration's America First approach has raised questions about Washington's commitment to global leadership. As we navigate this complex landscape, it's essential to consider the implications of a potential leaderless world order. With neither the United States nor China willing or ready to assume a dominant leadership role, we may be entering a period of increased uncertainty and competition. To make sense of these developments, we must continue to monitor the actions and policies of both nations, as well as the responses of other global players. By doing so, we can better understand the evolving dynamics of the international system and the potential consequences for global stability and security. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I want to bring you a critical update on the ongoing situation in the Middle East. The Israel-Gaza conflict has been a long-standing and complex issue, with both sides suffering significant losses. Recently, there have been efforts to broker a ceasefire, with the U.S. playing a key role in negotiations. According to reports, Israel has accepted the conditions for a 60-day ceasefire with Hamas, which would allow for the release of Israeli hostages held in Gaza since the 2023 attack. In exchange, Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails would be released. The proposal also includes the immediate entry of aid into Gaza and a phased withdrawal of the Israeli military from parts of the territory. It's essential to acknowledge the immense human suffering on both sides of this conflict. The recent escalation of violence has resulted in a loss of hundreds of lives, mostly civilians, and has exacerbated the already dire humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The Israeli military campaign has killed over 57,000 people in Gaza, while Hamas's attack in 2023 claimed the lives of 1,200 Israelis. As we consider these developments, it's crucial to approach the situation with empathy and understanding for all parties involved. The path forward will undoubtedly be challenging, requiring compromise and a commitment to finding a lasting solution. US President Trump has expressed his desire to see an end to the conflict, stating that the safety of the people in Gaza is a top priority. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has also reiterated his commitment to bringing back all remaining hostages, both alive and deceased. As we conclude this segment, I want to emphasize the importance of ongoing dialogue and diplomacy in resolving this protracted conflict. It's only through constructive engagement and a willingness to listen to each other's perspectives that we can hope to find a lasting peace. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.